For the next decade, we're looking to double our sales. We're currently, as I mentioned, billion. We want to reach 2 billion. We are going to do that through an omni-channel approach globally. I was born in Uganda, arrived in England at the age of 5 and grew up in England. I was passionate in sports and about sports. Almost became a cricketer. I was a wicketkeeper and opening batsman. Then, like all Indian families, they wanted me to become a doctor. But I went and did a stint in the business and got the business bug, and then eventually studied accountancy and joined the family business. That was in 1985. And then joined a business which was involved in trading, mainly with African countries, representing multinational brands in terms of distribution and marketing their brands into large African markets. So I learned a lot of my marketing skills, brand management skills, working with the big MNCs. That was a great learning ground. Next was developing my own brand. That was an interesting founder story. It started off with a soap and skincare brand, which really was from concept board to actually execution of that brand. Fortunately, we got a few things right and scaled this brand, which gave me a lot of insights into some of the challenges that are faced by founders with new brands. And this was at a time when, online sales and digital was not even around. You had to deal with stores, largely, chains, and open markets in African countries. So that educated me in terms of scaling up, outsourcing manufacturing, the role that pricing, promotion, packaging played in really scaling up a brand. One of the key milestones, 1998, I made my first acquisition from Unilever, a very famous British brand called Harmony Hairspray. It was the number 2 brand in the UK at the time, competing with L'Oreal and Henkel and Schwarzkopf. That acquisition sort of started a journey of 40 more acquisitions. So between 1998 to 2007, we acquired 40 brands from all the 40 brands from multinational companies in hair care, skin care, oral care, and fragrances. Some incredibly well-known brands that had lost the focus in big companies. And as the larger MNCs and focused on global brands, it gave us an opportunity to buy these incredible local jewels or international brands. One of the most famous brands I acquired was Yardley of London, 350-year-old brand with a lot of heritage. And that was the start of my love affair with the beauty industry. Each time we acquired a brand, we would bring the Lorna Mead magic to it, which was really focusing on the product, the packaging, delighting the customer, and investing in store and in trade marketing. By 2013, we were having sales in 65 countries around the world with 40 brands, and each of those brands was now growing double digits. The final milestone was of that story was in 2013 when we exited the company. We sold the business. We sold one of our big emerging market businesses to Godrej in India. That was the original African brand and fast-moving consumer brand that we created from scratch. The Yardley brand was sold to Wipro, Mr. Azim Premji and his group. And our largest business, which was in North America and Europe, was sold to Li & Fung, a company based out of Hong Kong. And so 2013, I became unemployed and probably unemployable. And set about investing in luxury brands away from the beauty industry. I still kept in touch with the beauty sector by mentoring some new startups, by advising larger private equity houses in terms of their strategies and their acquisitions. And then in 2021, I was with my new partner, a very dear friend of mine, Paul Raphael. He had spent a lifetime in the banking industry, in investment banking, and then in wealth management at UBS. And he said to me, Mike, it's time for B2B. And I said, Paul, I'm a B2C guy. And he said, no, I don't mean B2C in that way or B2B. It's back to beauty. Our flagship acquisition investment has been The Body Shop. And The Body Shop is, one of the most iconic British brands ever created. It's a brand with a global presence. It's one of the real global brands, selling in 70 countries around the world through 40 partnerships that we've got. We have sales of over £1 billion in international retail sales. And India is a very important market for that. And we'll talk, I'm sure, about India. Why The Body Shop? Why did we invest? It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to invest in a brand that was so deeply rooted in purpose. It was a pioneer. Anita Roddick had started to talk about and educate the world in terms of sustainability, plastics, cruelty to animals. 49 years ago, she started that, and the world has been catching up with it. And of course, recently, it's really started to catch up. So that was one of the attractions to us. It had global scale, as I mentioned, over $1 billion in sales globally in 70 countries. So a strong platform. It had changes in ownership. Those changes in ownership, unfortunately, eventually led to the brand getting into administration. We thought this was a great opportunity for a brand that should never have been in that position to reinvigorate, to reinvest, and to reintroduce, new products that, again, are founded on the core principles, the values, and the trust that the consumers around the world have placed on this brand. So those were the fundamental reasons to make the acquisition. India is at the heart of the Body Shop global growth story. It really is at the heart. It's a top 5 market for us globally, and we are looking to make it into top 3. When we talk about India, we talk about India in the same sentence as we would the United States, China. So India is a major market. We are fortunate that we've had 20 years of engagement and presence in India with our partnership with Quest, and some very, very strong foundations have been laid for the brand in India, starting with great store locations. We've got 200 store locations right across India, which is a great place to start. We're looking to increase those store locations as part of our growth story to probably doubling them over the next 3 to 5 years. We have online sales, and online, of course, as we all know, is a very big growth channel. So we're really engaging on driving that growth. We are also embracing new channels of growth like quick commerce, which India has been a front runner on a global basis, and it's incredible, how quickly you can get products delivered in less than 10 minutes. And those channels are all very important channels, and we have to take an omni-channel approach to the growth story for India. Our ambitions for India are big. We're looking to grow the brand into £100 million of sales at retail, which is about 1,100 crores. We are fortunate that The Body Shop has a significant amount of trust amongst consumers in India. It's a really trusted brand. That trust has been won over a number of years, 20 years, and that's been actually won through a lot of community engagement. We have been at the forefront of change. Plastics for Change, for example, super initiative. I'm so proud to be associated with that initiative, which has taken 20,000 waste pickers out of poverty, given them bank accounts, identity cards, and lifted them through that into marketplaces where they can sell, embrace technology. We are looking to take that to 1 million people. So, as a big ambition there, again, it's part and parcel of what Body Shop is about, is doing well through doing good. We have also collected 100 million bottles from the streets of India, and we're super proud of that. Those bottles are not just bottles of Body Shop products, they're bottles, any plastic bottles that come through, we collect them, we recycle them, and then we're making products out of that too. So it's a real 360-degree circular economy that we've created there. We've engaged in other community projects in terms of women's empowerment, in terms of women's cricket, for example. We're at the forefront of that engagement, sex trafficking and reducing that, changing some of the laws to improve overall life for people in India. So we're very sort of deep-rooted in those and want to continue those great foundations and roots of the tree that I would say. The tree, as we know, grows both ways, down into the roots and up in terms of bearing fruits. 1.2 billion people are in tier 2, tier 3 cities. So it's one of the most important channels. Fortunately, at Body Shop, we've been engaging with tier 2 cities since 2007. So we're going to continue that. I think when we talk about the Bharat story, I think we have got, languages to consider. There is a lot of searches that are happening in local dialects and vernacular. So we've got to engage with that because, as you quite rightly say, India has got a number of sub-markets that make this up. We're fortunate that we're already selling in 1,500 cities, 15,000 PIN codes, and so the foundations are there. We are going to make sure that we recognize those nuances that are there at state level, at the local level, and embrace that, and make sure that the communication both ways is happening, at the local level. For the next decade, we're looking to double our sales. We're currently, as I mentioned, billion. We want to reach 2 billion. We are going to do that, an omni-channel approach globally. There will be a role for the stores to play. Retail formats are going to exist for a long time, but the role it plays is going to change. So we have to create experiential stores. We have to engage at the store level with consumers in terms of educating them about the products, interacting with them, building human relationships, telling a human story about the Body Shop. Online, we have to really make sure that our content, our communication are very clear to what Body Shop is about. And then making the online journey for the consumer, fully interactive, efficient, giving them abilities to click and collect, and really giving them an ability to connect with the community that uses the Body Shop products. And then quick commerce and other new things that will come through. At the moment, I'm reading a book by Yuval Harari, which is called Nexus, which is all about the advent of artificial intelligence. For me, it's the vitamin C range. I would be an international traveler. Get on board or get out of the way.